Hello and good morning. Here I am at my desk at State University of New York at ECC. For those of you that didn't know, the college that I teach for is part of the State University of New York system. And I'm a law professor in the Legal Studies department here at ECC. This is where I start my day. This is where my work day begins. I get ready here about 7:30 in the morning and get ready to teach my 8 o'clock class. So we'll maybe take a walk through the office, take you down to a classroom, and give you a little mini tour of where I work every day. Okay, so this is where we start our day. We call this the bullpen. Myself and the 3 other full-time faculty members, we all take time and hang out here in the morning before we go to teach class. And then we head out into the classrooms where we all have 8 o'clock classes Monday, actually every day of the week. So let's go take a look at some of the classrooms. Able to? There we go. So here, this is a typical classroom, teaching room, or lecture hall. Nothing out of the ordinary here. On average, in my program, we have about maybe 15 to 25 students in each class, and the lectures will last anywhere from 50 minutes on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday to 1 hour and 15 minutes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which are longer classes. And in here, we've got a podium. They call it a smart classroom. Maybe not all the teachers are so smart, but the classroom is smart. We've got a computer, so we can use mixed media, whatever to enhance the classroom experience. Not too different from the way you learn in China. Okay, we just took a walk outside. Now we're standing on the other side of the downtown campus area. Behind me is Dunn Tire Park. It's a baseball stadium. It's Buffalo's AAA baseball team, which is one step below the major leagues, and it's a great event, really inexpensive, a lot of fun to come and watch a baseball game. To the other side, just across from the ballpark, we get a good look of the downtown campus, the building that I was telling you about, just a fabulous architectural wonder, really, built in the early 1900s, turn of the century. Originally built as a United States federal post office building, and it's now the downtown campus for Erie Community College, State University of New York at ECC. So we'll take a look at some other places this afternoon. I'll show you a little bit more of downtown Buffalo. Maybe I'll take you down by the waterfront and back to my neighborhood. Okay, here we are down at the Inner Harbor in downtown Buffalo. As I mentioned just a moment ago, Buffalo has a long history of maritime work and play. Behind me is the Skyway, which is an expressway that divides downtown Buffalo from the waterfront. There's a lot of debate as to what to do with that piece of roadway. But down here they're creating some new green space for people to enjoy. People can walk down and spend time. They're putting some public art pieces out here. If you keep scanning further behind me, you'll see the white buildings, and then across the water over to the left, concrete buildings. Those are grain elevators where they would store mostly corn, wheat, maybe even rice. When Buffalo was in its important phase, large cargo ships would come from the Midwest, from Chicago, and they would bring grain here to Buffalo where it would be offloaded and processed. This is where they make Cheerio cereal. So, okay, here we are at the end of a normal working day. I'm back in my neighborhood. This spot that I brought you to now is called the Darwin Martin House. I could probably walk here from my home in about 15 or 20 minutes. Sometimes we actually do bring the dogs down here for a walk. But let's have a look, an up-close look at another one of Buffalo's landmarks, a house that was designed by a famous architect named Frank Lloyd Wright. It's called the Darwin Martin House. Okay, the Darwin Martin House was designed and built for a executive here in Buffalo by Frank Lloyd Wright. And the project was a long time in the making, but it resulted in what is probably one of the best preserved examples of Frank Lloyd Wright's prairie architecture style. And as you can see from the lines of this house, Frank Lloyd Wright was influenced by Asian culture. He was a huge student of Chinese and Japanese art and architecture, and as you could see from the long lines, the simple straight lines, he borrowed a lot from Southeast Asian design and culture. The house was designed to be part of a complex, and the complex actually has about 4 or 5 buildings in total. We're just going to take a look at a couple of them from the outside. This is another example of the resurgence of Buffalo, New York. This building, if you had seen it 15 years ago, was really in disrepair. It was bought by the University at Buffalo. It's been preserved, and now there's a great movement to continue the preservation efforts. You'll see as we take a short walk around here what I'm talking about. The more modern building to the left-hand side was added. It wasn't part of the original structure, but that's a greeting area, a visitor center, and it's a place where tour groups can come and start their tour of the Darwin Martin House. And the other thing I love about this is it's right in the middle of a Buffalo neighborhood. And we'll take a little bit of a walk around after I show you the house. At least the outside of the house, because we can't go inside today. But you'll see what a normal Buffalo neighborhood looks like, and you'll get some idea for how people live on a daily basis when they come home after work. You know, you could come here to this peaceful spot, you could walk around, you could enjoy the serenity of this place, and this is part of the quality of life living here in Western New York. You could see here the depth of the building, the length of the building, and some of the other outbuildings that are part of the Darwin Martin complex. So when this was designed by Mr. Wright for Darwin Martin, he had in mind all of these different features to the home. And just imagine for yourself, one family living in this complex. This belonged to the Darwin Martin family. They had a guest cottage, they had an in-law cottage, they had a caretaker's cottage, and all of this was owned by one gentleman, one family, he and his wife and their 2 kids. So it's really quite a show house, quite a spectacle, and we're grateful that they've preserved it and saved it for future generations to enjoy. Okay, it's after work and I'm home. Just parking in front of the house, and we're going to take the dogs for a walk, and I'll show you a little bit about our neighborhood here in North Buffalo. This is area of the city where I've lived for most of the years that I've lived here in Buffalo, and I think it's one of the best areas just because I like the neighborhood, I like the feel of this area. It's got a real family feel, and straight ahead here is our house, my house. There's my lovely wife, Shu-Fen, out watering the garden. And behind me you can see we live in a typical North Buffalo house. It's a 2-family home. We live upstairs, and the downstairs is another family. Our friend Jonathan and his girlfriend live downstairs. So this is very normal Buffalo living, very normal Buffalo lifestyle. And in just a couple of minutes, we're going to take the 2 dogs, Hugo and Hannah, for a walk. So let's go for a walk. Okay, we're getting the dogs hooked up, and we're going to go for a walk. This is part of my daily routine. Every day in the morning for 2 walks before work, and then after work, Hugo and Hannah get a walk around the neighborhood. So let's take a short walk, and I can show you a little bit more about where I live and a little bit more about our neighborhood. Again, this area is called North Buffalo. It's the northern part of the city. My house is probably now about 75 to 80 years old. It was probably built that long ago, but real solid structure. Again, the neighborhood, as you can see, it's quiet, it's peaceful, very family oriented, very safe. You can come out here any time of day and feel comfortable, feel safe walking in the neighborhood. And we're fortunate to be able to enjoy this lifestyle. We're fortunate to be able to live in this neighborhood, and I'm very happy to call this neighborhood home. Let's go home. Let's go home. Yeah, let's go home. So this is part of our routine every day. Twice in the morning, twice in the evening. I take Hugo and Hannah out for a neighborhood walk. Good for them and good for me. This is our neighbor Tracy. Tracy lives downstairs, and Tracy has Diego out for an evening walk just like me. And Diego's going to be a star in China.
Is he really?
Yep.
He has his own Facebook page.
Okay, Joy. Come on, let's go home. Come on, Hugo.
Bye, Hannah.
See you later, Tracy. Come on, guys. Let's go home. Come on, Hannah. Come on, Hoogie. Let's go home, Bob. Come on, guys. Good boy, good girl. Okay, and there we are, back home, safe and sound. And that's it for the tour for now.
Brushing teeth. Wow. What a good boy. Good boy. You're on the TV. Yeah. You're a movie star. Yeah.